He's a first-generation native Arizonan and the owner of Witte Lighting Services and Repair, LLC in Tempe. I'm honored to introduce you to Andrew Witte. Andrew, welcome to the Phoenix Network.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you, man. It's a pleasure to have you. Before we get started, I had to point out that you're first generation because of a mistake I made in promoting your appearance on social media. Apparently, I've been talking to too many people lately, and I had you as a fifth generation, so I had to spend time this morning correcting all of those.
All right.
So if anybody out there still thinks he's fifth generation, he's first generation, it's my fault. Now, that done, tell us the story of Andrew.
Well, I've been here for a long time. I remember
You were born in Scottsdale, right?
I was born in Scottsdale.
Okay. Yeah. And now you've lived a number of places, but your parents, you're first generation.
Yes.
So your parents came out here and then you were born.
Yes.
Where were they from?
My father was from Woonsocket, South Dakota, and my mother was from Iowa.
Yeah, corn country.
Corn country.
Yeah. And what brought them out here?
Health reasons.
Oh, allergies?
Health. Yeah, just allergies, and some of it's, weather. Everybody gets sick of snow at one point.
Yeah. Well, those are the two main reasons that people come out here, is for weather and health. Now, do you have a big family?
Yes, it's pretty big. It's pretty large.
Okay. So, but here in Phoenix, do you have what?
Yeah, it's pretty large here in Phoenix too. Yeah, they're spread. My mom's family's spread everywhere. My father's family's spread everywhere. It's pretty large.
That's great. A bunch of them have come out. Now, you say you've got two brothers, right?
I do.
Okay. Are they in Phoenix or elsewhere around the valley?
Yes, they're in Phoenix. They're running around somewhere.
Okay. And do I have here that you went to school in Mesa?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you were born in the 70s.
Correct.
Around the time that I got here.
Correct.
Okay. And so you've seen a lot of changes through the years in the valley growing up.
Yes, I remember when this whole area was cotton fields.
I remember a lot of places being a lot of things other than what they are now.
Yeah.
I remember I used to go shooting up on Beardsley.
Yeah.
Or off of Beardsley. And of course, you do that now, you get arrested.
Yeah, I remember when the US 60 didn't exist.
Well, no, actually, it was Apache Trail. It was Main Street and Apache Trail all the way out. Yeah. I remember that. I used to drive that. We used to go up the Globe in the 70s.
Yeah.
76, 77, 78. Okay. Now you're married, right?
Correct, I am.
Okay. And if I remember correctly, she's a criminal defense attorney.
Yes, she is.
Yeah. Okay. It's a good way to say that. Now, and you have a, how do you describe it, a four-legged child?
It's like a four-legged fur baby.
Four-legged fur.
Yeah.
Tell us about little dude.
Little dude is a very intelligent Yorkie. Yeah, he's, I don't think intelligence is supposed to be in a dog of that sort. He can outsmart you. And he's fun to have around. He's like my child.
Now give us an example of that.
He knows words. Like, he knows lots. He knows sentences. Like, you can talk to him like a little kid and he'll listen to you, or he won't listen to you.
Yeah, like a little kid.
Like a little kid. I'm like, wow, I want more Yorkies.
That's pretty cool. I'm not all that familiar with Yorkies. I've mostly had bigger dogs. Collies are my personal favorite, although I have had a shepherd or two. Now, have you always been in the event lighting field?
No, I have not. When I got out of high school, I started, working odd jobs. So I went in as a gardener and worked for Kmart, Home Depot, and stuff like that. My second passion is plants. And after September 11th, things changed for everyone.
Yeah.
And it was like you had to start over. And so at that point in time, after September 11th, I went and did odd jobs. And so my father, is a sculptor and an artist. And he's been doing it in the valley for a long, long time. So at the time, he was working for Sunbelt Scenic Studios. Unfortunately, that company's no longer around. He goes, tell you what, son, you can come work with me. I'm like, cool. So I started as a janitor and sweeping floors, putting lights on topiaries, learning the business. was in there for about a year, you know, just hard labor. You know, I'll clean the toilet to get in. And a lighting spot opened up. And so this is where I met my mentor, Mr. Dave Renshaw. And
And Dave Renshaw is a name in the industry.
yes,
if I
he is.
recall correctly.
He's actually with his company is 5 Star Design Group, and
Right.
he is still in the valley. And I
Is
see
he?
him, you know, I don't see him as much as I like to, because he still flies around and he does the world events and stuff like that, and he designer. But he comes in from time to time and says hello.
Now, over the years, you've worked with a lot of companies, though, right?
I have. I've worked with Sunbelt. I worked with LMG Show Technologies. I also work on Clay Packy, Elation, Chevet, Martin, Verilites, Look Solutions, Ultratech, a lot of these manufacturers too. Just keeping their stuff maintained and repaired for the clientele in the valley.
And didn't you tell me that you actually did work with fire departments?
I do. They have training. They have their training centers. Some of these fire departments, like Glendale and stuff like that, they use fog machines. They're atmospheric machines for training. Instead of saying, "Hey, I don't want to, you know, start this pallet on fire" or something like that. I'd rather use a smoke generator to help the new trainees go into battle with fire. It's just what they do. And so, but these machines get beat up. They get fire hose damage, you know, they spray water as soon as they see where this is where it's at. Boom, there goes, you know, 600 PSI worth of water in a machine that is on electricity. So it comes
that's going to work well, isn't it?
Yeah. No, it doesn't work that well, but it usually it has to come in and get maintained. And over the years, I've gotten really good at repairing these machines for them. And they're training machines. They need them back, you know, ASAP. So I've gotten good with those over the years.
So these are their machines, not yours?
Those are their machines, not mine.
So at least you're not having to get a new machine
Exactly,
every time you turn around.
Hey, if they want new machines, I can sell them new machines.
Especially now,
Yeah.
because you're an authorized Verilite dealer and repair service, right?
Yes.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Because they're one of the biggest names in the industry, aren't they?
They are.
They are.
They are, yeah. You know, I fell in love with Verilite when I first started the industry at Sunbelt. It was funny. It was a Clay Packy and it was a show that came back that had some Clay Packies on it and some Verilites and had some 1Ks on it. And I was curious. I was told not to look, you know, not to pull them apart. And so I did anyway. I pulled them out, and when I saw that...
That's the 5-year-old in all of us, you know that, right?
No, exactly. It's called I'm risking my job
Yeah.
to find something out. And so I opened them up, and Clay Packies are very well-built fixtures too, but when I saw the Verilite 1K for the first time, I just kind of understood it, how it worked. And I'm like, oh, it made me happy. And so it was the pure ingenuity of this fixture. And it was just how they engineered it and how they made it, you know. And then ever since that point, I wanted to become a repair technician from the early on. And that's what I base my scenarios off of, and knowing these fixtures is who's doing what and when and how and why.
And so that's really the goal that you set for yourself, was to become a repairman on Verilite specifically.
Yes, that's my favorite light, and to work on. I can work on the rest of them just as good as I can work on the Verilites.
Okay, so if somebody calls you with one of these other brands of lighting,
yeah, I can work on them just as much. Yeah,
you'll do those.
It's just I call Verilite. I describe them as race cars. Everybody has their favorite team. We're going to watch them all. We're going to root for them all. But
so
everybody
how
has
did
that one
Witte
team.
Lighting come to be?
What's that?
How did Witte Lighting come to be?
You know, over the years, you work on in this industry, and you strive to be something other than, you know, you want to have more, you know. And so, with all my training over the years, and working with all these fantastic companies that I've worked with, and all the fantastic individuals, and I decided one day, you know, I think I'm going to branch out on my own, you know, because there's just certain avenues you can, you know, help other people, and over the industries, helping the production companies and helping the people in the outside world. You know, I'm only one.
So you do the concerts and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
And you're creating all the special effects, the physical
there's
effects.
lots of us that create those special effects.
Yeah.
And I'm just part of one of the threads. You know.
Now, as I recall, do you have a particular tattoo?
I do. on my lunch break one day, I decided, well, this is what I do for a living. Who's my favorite team? Well, people just like sports, football. They paint their cars or houses and they wear badges. So I don't really particularly watch sports. I watch my fixtures and the companies. So I went ahead and tattooed Bear Light's logo, trademark logo on my arm.
And now you're an authorized Verilight dealer and repairman.
It you know, a lot of people thought I was nuts, you know, by doing it. Some people who you know, just took it in and was super excited.
Okay, well, tell everybody how to get a hold of you.
You can get a hold of me at wittelighting.com, W-I-T-T-E, lighting.com is my website. You can, all my information is there. My email address is there.
And you're on Facebook?
I am on Facebook.
And LinkedIn?
And LinkedIn.
You're not on Twitter?
Not on Twitter.
What's your phone number?
It's 480-239-4187.
One more time.
480-239-4187.
And do you have any special deals or anything that you want to offer?
I do. This year, October through December 31st, I am doing a LDI VLZ Verilight sale. It's promo for all of us this month that are going to be going to Vegas for the conference for LEI. It's a big conference where all the new technologies coming out, some of the older technology. Yeah, so I'm throwing a special for that.
Great.
And, you know,
and they can get details by contacting you on email?
You can get details by contacting me, and we'll talk about it on what you need, what will suit you. I have other fixtures as well.
Perfect. Andrew, it's been an honor having you, man.
Thanks, Gene.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
You take care.
You too.